right, the next question is, what does it do to the bread? What does it do to the bread?
The impact,
the impact, yes.
The functions of fats and oils in bread, yes, that's what we're talking about. It provides flavor.
Okay.
The way you like your butter bread, you like your tea bread, you want so much margarine in it. And then it lubricates the dough so that it doesn't stick. Okay. And then it's during the baking processes, it retains the gases that is in the bread. Okay. And then it gives it moist. And then extend the shelf life a little bit. Okay. So that's basically what fats does to bread. But it doesn't really necessarily have to be too much fat in bread. Okay. Right? Because there are some bread that doesn't really contain fat at all. Yeah, like we have the sourdough the other time. Sourdough. Okay. Yes, yes.
No, the bread that contains the fats, the margarine and the butter and all that, its shelf life, does it have a longer shelf life than the ones that don't have the fats? Yes, it does, and it stays it's fresher for long because it's already moist. Okay. All right, but the one that doesn't contain at all, a bit drier and has a very limited shelf life. So if you remember that the other day I was telling you about the sourdough and all the other things, that it has a limited shelf life as long as maybe 3 days or 2 days because it's extremely dry. Okay. Yes. Now, is there a clear-cut standard for measuring these butter and margarines when it comes to the fats and oils in breads? I mean, should every baker out there, everybody who's into this, have a standard where you don't put it, you put in a number of maybe 2 teaspoons of this or this? Do we have a standard? Yes, we do. Okay. There are standards to everything. Okay. And in more cases, we would say that moderation is always the perfect thing to do. And the baking, you can put as many or as much fat into it as it might suit your taste. But one thing you should know is all this fat has an effect on our bodies that really... That was my next question. I'm going to ask what the effects are. Yeah. So if you finish with the standards, I'll ask you the next question as to the effects of these on the body. Yes, it makes you gain weight. Okay. Most fats contains trans fats that the doctors always advocate that we should desist from using those things, and those trans fats cause us a lot of harm in terms of heart attacks, strokes and all that because they increase our cholesterol level. And cholesterol in itself is not a bad thing because it helps, it provides vitamin A and it helps to help digestion and all that in our body system. But then if you have too much of it coming from bad cholesterol, that will narrow your arteries and that will give you trouble. So too much fat in bread as a whole, it's not something that is recommended. Okay. But there are standards. Okay, because you should have standards in doing everything in order to get the maximum effect. And I like the word you use of moderation. I mean, if you do anything, it comes with moderation. So what would you advise if I'm a lover of bread that has margarines and all that? I'm not too cool with the sourdough and those dry ones. Would you say that I should take this every morning? Would you say that I should take this twice a week? Would you say that in a month I should take it once? What would you advise in terms of its health benefits, effects on us as human beings? Yeah, fats gives us energy. Yeah. And then now looking at the sedentary style of everyone, you see that you eat a lot of these fats, you don't really use it, and then the energy will convert into fat, and it will bloat you and has other health effects and all that. So when eating bread, right, instead of you spreading it with additional fat because it already contains fat. Some people will do that. Yes, so you see that, me person with the margarine be brave from to give me the taste that I want. Why don't you shift to salads or soups, or you can mix some herbs with olive oil and other things to be the spread for your bread instead of adding more fat to it, because bagana haisi pano ni nyina ye pano ekuta fats. We have fats in it. So it shouldn't be that we should add enough fat to the bread that we are eating. Of course,
people don't really read labels.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't know the type of fats or margarine they are putting, whether it contains trans fat or hydrogenated oils, as they say. But with all this, because you, the consumer, wouldn't be abreast with all these things, it's very important that you prevent additional health issues onto your body by just being simple with what you eat.
So do we have some of these standards as labels on the bread? I know you do, but other ones we have.
Not that I have seen, so I can say for sure, but I know that with time, when people are educated enough, they will see the need to have all these things on bread so that you make an informed choice.
Sure.
You remember I was telling you some time ago, very long time ago, these lifestyle diseases like hypertension, diabetes were found among some urban dwellers, the class, because they always eat breakfast. I don't have any scientific base to it, but then they were always eating breakfast with their bread and with all into enchana when you BP. No, I say, a crazy nipa bebre ni wa omu disade no.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't eat. So they were not getting this, but now that bread became a common meal to everyone. If the doctors were here, they could have attested with that. All these things have risen, even with the poorest, that you don't even they don't even have a balance of, because as
it's being affected.
It's being affected because bread is becoming a but
if you're buying that bread, like we're educating people, what kind of bread are you buying? What's the effect it's having on you? Like you're saying, it's causing a lot of things out there. A lot. And I'm very happy our producer brought up this segment, and it's really helping. So we need to check and know. But then, like I say, we don't label these things, we don't put them on the bread. So how do people get to know?
That's another thing.
You know.
But I think with time, most of these things too are a problem that consumers actually give to bakers.
Sure.
For instance, the other day I was telling someone, you go to buy bread and then you ask the seller, "Panono ebeche." Bread is a processed food. And that is a question everybody asks. So me being a manufacturer, I should find a way to extend the shelf life. Other than that, you won't buy. When you pound your fufu, do you ask yourself, say fufu nebeche? As soon as it is processed, it has gone from its raw state to a different state. So you don't have to expect that bread will be as long as 2 weeks, a week, or some days. If you do that, what you are telling me is, okay, so bread and ancha, it means you won't buy. So I should put something in it that will make it extend its shelf life.
And Madam Florence,
so these are some of your problems.
Yes, and then also some people would go asking,
yes, they do that.
Why would people want to ask that?
Because they always want fresh bread. But we have the old tale. They said grandma's tale that mostly when you eat bread that is baked instantly, as hot as it is, it can contribute to one having constipation. That's the old lady's tale. So don't ask me any question about it.
No,
after a day, yes, the bread will be able to have all the nutrients, come up with it, and then it will be safer for you to eat.
Now, you mentioned something that has tickled me a bit. Sometimes that we could have bread, it's out there within a few days or whatever, it starts becoming moldy. But you see people selling bread in town, they're in the hot sun, they're selling this bread in and out and all that, but still the bread kind of looks, it's the preservatives that are put inside, which are not good as well.
That's not very good. If you remember, we talked about the bromates and other things that really will extend the shelf life, but they are carcinogens. Later on, they might cause us health problems. So we should just be careful what we eat and what we ask for from people that we want to, because the things that we are asking, that's why producers are producing certain things for us.
If I buy bread that has butter, these fats and oils, how do I preserve them? Should I put them in the deep freezer? Should I put them in the fridge? What would you advise?
I would advise that your daily consumption of bread. If you are to eat 100 grams of bread at your breakfast, when you buy the bread, it's already sliced. Some of them are sliced, some of them are not sliced. So what do you have?
Is it better to buy sliced bread?
Yes, so that you can control your consumption levels. So that you know. But if you don't have a slice, you don't have a problem. You don't have to have issues with it. But what it does is, when you buy the bread, you portion them as per what you can consume at a go, and then you put them in the freezer. Not fridge.
In the freezer?
Yes. What fridge does to bread is it extracts the moist to preserve it. That's what fridge do to every fruit. But it's the reverse when it comes to freezer. It will retain the moist in it, and then it will just retain how it is. So anytime you want to eat it, you bring it out and you eat. But don't bring the whole loaf out. Let it thaw. Then you send it back into the fridge.
But that's not good.
That is very bad, because that's food poisoning.
Really?
Yes.
So if I have a loaf of bread and I put a loaf of bread in the freezer and I want to cut some and I remove the bread out and it thaws and I cut and I put it back in the fridge, it's poisonous.
Good. Yes, it's not good like that. And even
so you suggest that we should portion it and put it in the deep freezer.
With our stew that we do in the house with our soups and all that, portion them per your intake. Once it comes out of the freezer, don't send it back into the freezer.
Wow.
So you don't need to have all
this is insightful.
Yeah,
I see. Really.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the bread to the butter and the oils and what we're saying. Do we have types of it, or is this a general thing? It's just bread that has oils and fats?
Yeah,
or does it come in types?
Yeah, we have a lot of oils, like canola oil, like olive oil and all that. They are very good in baking, but not all bread suits olive oil in it. Okay. Especially when you are doing the so sweet and flavored bread, you can't use olive oil to bake.
Okay.
So you just have to know the differences. You have to use margarine in baking, and then there are a lot of margarines in the market. But I beg of you, or people watching, that anytime you're buying margarine, just check the label. If it is hydrogenated oil or partially hydrogenated.
I mean, if you let me say that in some local, but most people are saying that most of the things are so good, but they don't really understand. Yeah.
Okay, but if you buy the margarine, you will see the label. You can read, or somebody can read for you. So if it contains partially hydrogenated, it means it has transferred in it.
Okay.
So you don't buy that one.
Okay.
That's how you can. And all the bakers, if they listen, they should check those things in order to prevent their consumers getting unnecessary health issues. Yeah.
Wow. You know, in the olden days, we had that kind of standards for making bread. They have the kind of butters they use and margarines and all we can say. But nowadays, in recent times, things are changing. I mean, more products are coming out, and how are we juxtaposing recent times with what used to happen back then with those who are baking? Are we having refresher courses? Are we helping them? What is there an association? What's really going on? You know, to help the bakers and we that we consume these breads.
Yes, I think one of such is the platform we have now to educate people, and I think there are associations around. But what I have realized is most of the times people will go there to sell their product instead of educating them about it. Okay. So I would suggest that at least you should get a little formal education or read wide about what you're doing, because food should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Its effects enormous.
Okay.
Whatever goes into you should be extremely careful.
Okay.
In order to prevent ourselves, because we don't go for checkups, we don't do a lot of all these things. But where I had my training from, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Okay.
Go through, they check your levels and all that, and it's with the white. But there's a problem. Okay. So just check what is going into us, and then we'll be okay.
All right. And let's read the labels. Well, because we're treating fats and oils, let's read the labels when we're buying our margarines and the products there. Let's just read it very, very well. Right, Madam Florence, our time is up. I mean, would you let us know what we can get if we want to buy these fats and oil breads? Where can we get some of the outlets to get these?
Okay.
Correct ones.
Yes, we are We have one in Brekum.
Okay.
Yes. Bakerz Relish. We have one in Brekum.
Okay.
And then we have one in Sunyani behind the NIB Bank.
Okay.
And then when you come to Accra, we have the Hacho Golf Filling Station.
Okay.
And then we have C5 in Nungwa.
Okay.
And then we have Tamakomitu 1 Golf Filling Station there. So far, these are some of the places you can get the bread from.
And then your contact number.
And then Tesano. That's the main branch in Accra.
Yes, that's the other time.
Yes, that's the main branch in Accra.
Okay.
So 0244 649413.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
0244 649413.
Okay, right. So this has been the Monday edition of the Breaducation, and today we looked at fats and oils, and she's really said a lot within this short time. There's so many things she said, and I hope we've taken this and we're going to work with this. Let's be mindful when we're buying the margarines and the products out there for our breads. Let's be, and then those of us who go buy these things, let's be very, very mindful and how to preserve them as well, because our health, my health, and your health. Right.
You should remember that, the new wealth now is health.
Yes.
If you have health, you have good health.
Sure.
You have everything.
Sure.
So remember,
all right.
Health is paramount.
Health is paramount, and that ends the English segment of the breakfast show this morning. We're switching over to the account segment where Mr. Kofi Sakwa is standing by. Enjoy. If you want